One of the world's most popular computer operating systems is about to go away. So if you have Windows 10 on your computer, it is time for an upgrade, like now. Our friend John Joyce from CRS Technology Consultants is here to help make that transition to a new computer or operating system a smooth one. John, thanks for being here. We appreciate it.
Always.
All right, we're talking this is major.
Yes,
yeah.
it's here.
Okay.
If you're hearing this for the first time, you're already a little bit late, but it's okay. There's still plenty you can do, and it's not, the timing feels a lot tighter than it really is.
Okay.
So Windows 10 goes what we call end of life or end of support just over a week, so
Okay.
October 14th. What that means is your computer's going to stop receiving certain security updates, software updates from Microsoft after that date.
Okay.
Your computer's still going to work.
Sure.
Your programs are still going to run, but it's still something to be aware of as you're planning for, it's getting to be that holiday time. There's a lot of great sales. It's time to maybe look at upgrading the hardware or just updating the operating system on the hardware you already have.
What do you operate to? The next Windows 11?
Windows 11, that's it.
I figured,
they
yeah.
kept it easy this time, so they skipped right over a few. There was 7, there was 8, then we went right to 10.
I was going to say, wasn't there a gap? Okay.
Yeah, we kind of skipped over 9.
Gotcha. Okay. So if you have one of this program, basically, what do you need to do right now?
Right now. So look at your computer. There's a very good chance it can be upgraded.
Okay.
So just open the settings application on your computer, and right there on the front page, it's going to say the version of your operating system. It's going to be a bunch of numbers you don't really care about, and it's either going to say Windows 10 or Windows 11. If it says neither of those things, please go buy a new computer. If it's Windows 7, Windows 8, you're really, really past the date. I'm amazed it turns on.
It's a dinosaur.
That's right, and definitely cannot be upgraded.
Okay.
So, but if you're running Windows 10, if that processor is from the last 6 or 7 years even, there's a very good chance it'll be able to be upgraded for free to Windows 11. So there's no cost for the upgrade itself, but as we've talked about a lot of times, people really like to push off those updates because my computer works fine. It works the way I want it to.
Sure.
I don't want things to change. Well, the change is kind of the cost of new features, new capabilities, more security.
When you do upgrade, how much does that slow down if you have an older generation computer?
Windows 11 is actually a more efficient operating system than the 10 that it replaces.
Oh,
so
okay.
in my experience, if the hardware is capable of running it in the first place, you're going to be okay. There's some practices out there on the internet that allow you to, if you follow a certain guide, will allow you to upgrade a computer to Windows 11 that isn't supposed to run it. That's where you run into trouble. You're forcing an operating system onto the computer that the computer's really not designed to run. So that's where you're going to get really bad slowness, things like that. That said, if you're right on the edge of the specs, if the computer's already slow, it's still going to be slow after the upgrade.
Gotcha.
So that's that tightrope walk you have to walk and say, is it time to upgrade just the software and because it's working fine, or is it time to look at a new computer that might have some other great features that a lot of these newer computers have built-in AI capabilities, which some are useful, some not so much. But as they kind of mature over the coming years, having the hardware now, it's kind of the time to look at it.
If you have Windows 10, do you need to take all of your files from Word, Excel, whatever, and transfer that manually?
Well, if they were listening to us when we talk on the show all the time, they should be backing up their data already anyway. But you're absolutely right. If you're not, heaven forbid, please back up your data before doing any kind of upgrade. Obviously, if you go buy a new device, you're going to want to transfer those files anyway. Your backup software is sometimes a really great way to do that. If you're going to attempt an in-place upgrade, as we call it, definitely have your data backed up. It's a relatively safe process. Failure rates are pretty low, but they do happen. So if your hard drive has an issue or your operating system corrupts, you don't want an already frustrating situation to now be, priceless photos are lost or important financial information. I mean, this is your data we're talking about. So back it up already anyway, but definitely during an upgrade process, many copies are the way to go.
That's very good advice. You mentioned a new computer. If you want things mainly for Microsoft, that kind of thing, maybe not extreme editing or video play or whatever, what do you suggest as a baseline?
Yeah, so the basic requirements for Windows 11 itself are 4 gigabytes of RAM. I tell people don't buy a computer today with less than 16.
So say 4 is not,
that's the bare minimum just to get it to turn on. You're not going to have a good time. So go look for a computer with 16 gigabytes of RAM. Plenty of storage. The cloud is a thing, so the need for storage has kind of waned down weirdly in recent years. I still tell people 512 gigabytes of storage. A terabyte, especially in a consumer computer, is pretty easy to come by. Start there. You're never going to be mad about having extra storage. You're going to be very upset if a year after buying a computer, you're suddenly looking at going in and having the hard drive replaced or adding more RAM. These are all cost after purchase that are typically much more expensive to do later than to have them out of the gate.
Okay, we only have about a minute left, but where would you say, and I know that you're not a salesman,
No.
you fix things,
Yes.
but where are some of the best deals right now in our area if you are searching to do that upgrade?
Yep, so we're kind of past the back to school season, as it were. So,
Yeah.
I mean, Amazon's got their Prime Day coming up. On the consumer side of things, don't sleep on that. But then we're getting closer to, like I said, that holiday season where
Yeah.
Black Friday, all that kind of stuff is going to start to pick up speed. But a lot of your direct sellers like Dell, HP, et cetera, they'll have direct sales that kind of lead up to Black Friday in that season, trying to compete with the holiday rush. So
Okay.
if you pay attention to it, there's really, really great deals out there. On the business side of things, work with your consultant. You know, it's always good to have a life cycle plan, know what you're buying. Don't just buy it because Microsoft says you need to do it by a date.
Yeah.
Apply a plan to it so it serves you over the 3 to 5 year run.
All right, John, how can we get in touch with you and your team? Because Lord knows we are always having tech issues.
They can head over to our website, crstc.com. We've got a resources page with blog articles about exactly this, and then we talk about it every week on our podcast.
All right, thank you so much. As always, we appreciate you being here, and we'll put information as well on our Gulf Coast News app and website and all that good stuff. We always love having you here, and boy, my mind's spinning.